Hello, my name is William Hughitt, and I am your instructor for Math 20. My email address is right here, and that's probably always going to be the best way to get in touch with me. I'm very good about responding quickly to your emails. I monitor that often and will be more than happy to get back to you as soon as I can. Our textbook is the Fundamentals of Mathematics 10th edition by Van Dyke, Rogers, and Adams. This is an older edition, but the math problems are still good in it, and on top of that, it'll save you a little bit of money. The only materials we need for the course are probably a calculator. A simple one will do. Your $3 Calcio type of version will work just fine, or maybe even your phone. Obviously, we're starting right here with the getting started here. Hopefully, this video will help you monitor and guide yourself through the course, showing you the highlights and how everything is set up. First thing that you will find here as we scroll down a little bit is the Welcome to Math 20. This will give you a quick introduction, tell you about how the course is set up, reiterate the textbook, that type of thing, reminding you that this is an online class and we work through Moodle. Everything needs to be due, you'll notice right here, by Saturday night, 11:55. I grade first thing Sunday morning. Even though the work's due at 11:55, I probably won't stay up on Saturday night to grade it. I'll grade it Sunday morning, and all work has to be in by that time. Again, this will give you some of the additional highlights here in the course. Notice that this is not a self-paced class. You'll find the activities in Moodle will not open until the beginning of that next week. Assignments are due again, like I said, by that Saturday by midnight, unless otherwise noted. I will accept late assignments for 1 week after things are due. I understand that life happens and schedules get full, but we do cover a lot in this class, so you need to stay caught up as much as you can. And let me know if things get bogged down so I can be in communication with you and we can make sure we're taking care of everything we need. So we're going to click back out of that. The next thing you'll see here is a quick little introduction about myself, and then probably the most important thing to most of you is going to be the syllabus. It'll take you again through the course description, the content of the course, the intended learning outcomes, information if you need accommodations, not only for this class but any other class, some information about how you can get some help with that at the college, and then how things are graded. Most of this is going to be test-based, and so the chapter tests, midterm test, final exam are going to be the bulk of your grade right here, chapter tests and midterm. We do have self-checks, and that's your homework. So you do your homework, you will put your answers into the self-check process, and I will monitor those to see how you are doing. And the last part of your grade are your weekly form posts. You need to make an initial post and then respond to 2 of your classmates. You get graded for all 3 posts, and I will monitor those and grade them. So again, read this information carefully, a lot of good information there for your benefit in the class. As we're continuing to scroll down here, minimum technical requirements. This class does use, for the bulk of it, Microsoft-based products. Apple things will work, but sometimes if you're sending me items, it may not work quite as well. So again, check through that, make sure your computer has what you need. Calendar of due dates, those types of things, and then these are resources, so you would use these as needed. Information for student services, how Moodle works. We do have some PowerPoints available for you here in this course, and your computer may not have that. Here is a free link to a PowerPoint viewer. Doesn't create them, but it'll allow you to view them, and that'll help you in the class. So again, read through this information as you need. Here we have the instructor's form. This is where I will communicate with you usually at least once a week, if not twice a week. So please check this. I have things 3 times weekly. So this is where you're going to get the information. So if you're checking it, you're going to get it. If you're not checking it, you won't. And then you'll kind of be lost and confused possibly. We don't want that. So please check for the information here. This next little form here is for you. This is the coffee shop form. Put this in there for your convenience. So if you need a study buddy, a ride to either the Hood River or the Dallas campus, you can post that in there. And so I encourage you to check that to see what your fellow classmates are up to and if they need any help. It's not something I monitor a whole lot because this is for students, but again, it's there. If you need it, please take advantage of it. So let's take a look and see how the topics are kind of set up here. So we have some YouTubes. These are some additional ways to look at the material. I notice I have them by the various sections that it covers in the chapter. Those are optional. Okay, these are required. Notice the required thing here. Here's the assignments and the goals, so you need to look at those. So when you click on this, it'll tell you everything you need to do in the chapter. So again, here is the homework. So section 1.1, page 10, you're doing 5 to 55th, so 5, 10, 15, 20, that type of thing. So this will go through and guide your instruction. Then you will put your answers into Moodle, into the self-check process. So they'll be monitoring to see how you're doing with your homework. Okay, so then you'll take the test. All right. So again, each one of those is set up similar. The chapter, each chapter is going to be pretty much the same there. Okay, the goals are there. And then you're going to have the lecture. Notice it says required. I can see in the system if you're doing what you need to do. So, these are here for your benefit. If you were in a face-to-face class, this is what you would see me doing and showing you how to do the types of problems. If you look at these prior to doing the homework, you'll probably be a lot more successful. So again, please do all the required work. Again, you're paying money for this course, and you're going to get more out of it if you're doing the required things. This next section is those PowerPoints I mentioned before. These are highly recommended. They're not required. They're just an additional way to get the content. So if you're struggling a little bit on one of the areas, go ahead and pull up the PowerPoint. I have added voice in there to help you do the problems and guide your instruction a little bit. So again, these are available for your use. And then, of course, the homework checks. This is where I'm checking to see how you're doing with your homework. So you're going to do the homework, and then I've selected a few problems, or usually just 5, and you're going to put your answers in. Now, this can be a little tricky because it's a auto grader. So if x is equal to 5, as say part of an algebra section, and you have x space equals space 5, that might be the correct format, and you would get points for that. Or you just have x no space equals 5, and you have the right answer, and Moodle kicked it out. So again, you had the answer, and that's what I'm looking for. So just shoot me an email and let me know that say Moodle's being a little picky on this one, but I did have the right answer, and I will adjust my records. Then the last couple of sections here is you're going to have a weekly form. Okay, each unit, each week you will have a form. This is the introduction form where I'm asking you to introduce yourselves the first week. Each week 2 will have a slightly different topic. And again, you need to make an initial post and then respond to 2 of your classmates. I would encourage you to do your form posting early in the week. The reason for that, because then your fellow classmates, when they get on there, have posts to respond to. If you wait till Friday or Saturday, you're not really being a good classmate because there's nothing for your fellow students then to respond to. So I encourage you always to do the form post very early into the week, your initial, and then you can come back midweek and do your responses as your other students then in the class have responded, and it'll work much, much better. And then last but not least is your chapter test. These are electronic now, and they are auto-graded, so at the end of the test you'll know exactly your score, so you'll know how you did. The nice thing about that, I've also put in a retest option. So if you took your Chapter 1 test or any of the chapters and you took that test, you decided that your score really wasn't what you would have liked it to have been, and you want to try again, you'll go back and study the material, go over everything, review the lectures, go over the YouTubes, put some time in. I encourage you to take a retest then and see if you can get a higher grade. I will take the higher of the 2, so it's a no-lose deal for you. So even if for some reason you didn't do as well as you did the first time, I will take the higher score. But only take this second retest option if you're not happy. You only have to do 1 test a chapter, and I will only grade 1 test. But I'll take the highest one. And each chapter is going to be exactly the same format. So you'll have the lectures, you'll have some additional PowerPoints that are recommended but not required. Put in your homework checks after you go over the assignment. You'll have a form, then you'll have a test, and then you also will have a retest option if you would like it. So again, that is how the chapters are, set up. All the information is there. If you have any questions, again, please email me those. Again, my email is right up here on the top. It's listed in the syllabus. It's also in the Welcome to Math 20 section. Again, please note that this is the 10th edition. It's, like I said, it's an older edition, so it'll save you a little money because the math hasn't, changed in all of those times. So we're just kind of trying to save the students a little bit of money by running a slightly older edition here. So again, I've taught this class since 2001. I enjoy teaching it. I think it's a great class. I hope you do too. So again, contact me by email with anything that you need, and I wish you well in the class.